very kind introduction. Always very honored to be part of ALSA's activities. I've always admired ALSA from the get-go when I was following the events that you guys organize. Always very prestigious and very high quality events. So well done to ALSA for this initiative. I think it's very timely that we talk about a topic like this because this year, as we all know, we are going through new normals and we are facing changes and we have to adapt to these changes. All right. So one of the industries that are impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic is, of course, the legal profession. In some ways, in one way or another, one of us or a few of us, definitely if you go and ask anyone in the legal profession, they say yes, they are affected. Be it if they are business owners, as in law firm owners, or even lawyers who are working in a law firm. Some of them are undergoing pay cuts. Some who have started law firms, they are facing challenges on how to bill clients, how to collect money. Yes, there may be work, but the work may not be paid work, i.e. your clients are unable to pay. So then how do you then deal with that, right? So I'm just going to touch a little bit. It's a very wide topic, so I'm just going to go through a few points. The little that I know, I would like to share with you guys, and please feel free to ask any questions at the end of this session. All right, next slide, Sarah. Okay, so as an overview of the webinar today, I'm going to talk about these 4 points. So number one, new normal, technology as a necessity. So how tech is now an important feature in the legal profession, right? Secondly, the employability of young lawyers. So as we all know that law firms, the engine of a law firm is comprised of your lawyers like you and I. Of course, in the future, you guys will all be lawyers. Hopefully, I'll see you guys around in the profession. But yeah, lawyers are the engine of a law firm. So this is a huge part in this topic as well. And how do you then, the number 3, qualities, how do you then stand out? What do employers look for in a candidate when you go for an interview or you put yourself down in a CV? How do you stand out? And number 4, most importantly, when you're in practice, I think this is often not taught in law school, not taught enough, how to make the most out of your early years of practice. And I'm just going to go through that very quickly because I don't think we have much time. So let's get on it. Next slide. All right. So now tech has come to play a very important feature in the legal profession, especially if you are intending to do litigation. Of course, in conveyancing and corporate, there is also an element of tech where the land offices are now also gearing towards like scanning barcodes, things like that. But I'm just going to focus on the litigation aspect because that's my practice area. So, right, in litigation, these are the few changes that are happening this year. So, as I think most of you or all of you would have known that courts are now turning towards online hearings. We are doing case managements online. So e-review style. E-review is kind of like, if I can just help you to imagine, it would be something like a WhatsApp chat where you would key in your notes, or rather what you want to say to the court, and then your opponent will key in what want to say, and then the court will then key in the directions. It's just like a normal case management where you do in court, but you will just do it behind the computer and you just key in there. And of course, you have to be very careful what you key in because it's recorded with the court. So that's e-review. I just want to go back to online hearings. Online hearings is nowadays the courts use Skype. That's what I understand. So if you want to prepare yourself, please familiarize yourself with Skype. I think they maybe in the future they will go on to Zoom or whatever, but right now they're using Skype. And you would be able to share documents like how you would share documents on your Zoom calls or whatever. It's the same thing. Share your submissions, what you want to refer to, your authorities, your cases, and you would be able to speak to the judge through this platform. So I'm going to go into how you can best prepare for an online hearing later. So that's online hearing. And then the last one is EAppellate. EAppellate is basically a new regime that the Court of Appeal and the Federal Court, i.e. the appeal courts, they are adopting this new way of referring to documents. So you don't have to be coming to court with bundles and bundles of documents. You can just use this system. It's compulsory. Every lawyer that submits in the Court of Appeal and Federal Court will have to adapt to this EAppellate system. And I think Maisara has a video I have sent to her, and she's going to play it to just show you what is this EAppellate system about, so that you can have an idea. Right, Maisara, take it away.
Selaras dengan perkembangan teknologi masa kini, Pejabat Ketua Pendaftar Mahkamah Persekutuan Malaysia memperkenalkan pelaksanaan sistem EAppellate di Mahkamah Persekutuan dan Mahkamah Rayuan Malaysia. Pendengaran secara EAppellate bagi persidangan di Sabah dan Sarawak bermula pada Januari 2020 dan di Semenanjung Malaysia pada Ogos 2020. Sistem EAppellate bermaksud pendengaran kes di Mahkamah Persekutuan dan Mahkamah Rayuan dijalankan dengan merujuk kepada salinan digital dokumen perbicaraan dalam format PDF yang difailkan secara elektronik melalui sistem e-filing. Pihak-pihak tidak dibenarkan untuk merujuk kepada salinan bercetak dokumen semasa pendengaran kes. Sistem EAppellate telah diperkenalkan oleh Yang Amat Arif Ketua Hakim Negara dalam ucapan beliau pada Majlis Pembukaan Tahun Perundangan 2020.
Considerable resources, both judicial and financial, are wasted by reason of the antiquated methods we have been utilizing. For example, our appellate sittings in Sabah and Sarawak require the transportation of hard copy court papers to the relevant courts. This requires considerable manual labor and expense. To overcome this, we have already gone paperless at the appellate level in Sabah and Sarawak. We have also commenced doing this at our appellate hearings in Putrajaya, and we plan to achieve full digitalization by the middle of this year. Practically speaking, it means that we are able to refer to voluminous documents on a single electronic device, iPads or laptop. Needless to say, the benefits to the environment in terms of reducing our carbon footprint and the reduction in printing and transportation costs will be significant. For litigants, disbursement costs will be similarly reduced, enhancing access to justice. Embracing technology and its advancements is not easy. We human beings are subject to the inertia brought by change. But this is where everyone in the judiciary, the bar and chambers will have to adopt a new mindset and be ready to move forward in tandem with numerous other jurisdictions which have already implemented these technological advancements both at the bar, chambers and the judiciary.
Pada tarikh pendengaran, peguam perlu membawa komputer riba atau apa-apa peranti elektronik sendiri bagi tujuan perkongsian dokumen. Pihak-pihak hendaklah memastikan dokumen persidangan dalam pautan yang dihantar oleh pihak mahkamah telah dimuat turun ke dalam komputer riba atau peranti elektronik yang akan digunakan bagi tujuan perkongsian dokumen. Cara-cara penggunaan sistem EAppellate. Klik pautan ke sesi Zoom yang dihantar oleh timbalan pendaftar yang bertugas bagi menyertai pendengaran kes secara EAppellate pada tarikh yang ditetapkan. Klik untuk menyertai sesi Zoom. Menunggu penganjur iaitu timbalan pendaftar yang bertugas untuk menerima masuk peguam ke sesi Zoom mengikut giliran panggilan kes. Bagi memudahkan urusan pengendalian perkongsian dokumen semasa berhujah, peguam hendaklah menukar nama ID dalam aplikasi Zoom kepada nombor kes dan nama pihak yang diwakili. Cara-cara perkongsian dokumen dalam aplikasi Zoom. Peguam hendaklah memuat turun terlebih dahulu dokumen persidangan melalui pautan yang dihantar oleh pejabat pendaftaran mahkamah ke dalam komputer riba atau peranti elektronik masing-masing. Buka dokumen yang ingin dirujuk dan klik fungsi share screen bagi memulakan perkongsian dokumen. Klik fungsi Stop Sharing apabila peguam selesai berhujah bagi membolehkan pihak lain berkongsi dokumen. Pihak-pihak hendaklah sentiasa memastikan rujukan kepada dokumen persidangan pada tarikh pendengaran dibuat mengikut aturan yang ditetapkan, iaitu dengan menyatakan nombor kandungan, muka surat pada salinan digital format PDF dan perenggan yang dirujuk. Dengan pelaksanaan sistem EAppellate, pendengaran kes yang dijalankan dapat memelihara ekosistem dengan mengurangkan penggunaan kertas, pendengaran kes secara digital seiring teknologi terkini, menjimatkan masa dan kos dan memudahkan akses kepada keadilan.
Right. Thank you, my Sarah, for playing the video. So that's a sneak preview of what EAppellate System is. It's done in the Court of Appeal and the Federal Court. You will still attend physically to court, but the court wants to reduce the paper wastage and all that. So we use the EAppellate System now to refer to documents. So yeah, things like that, we have to start adapting to the changes. Right, so that's on technology. Next. Right, so in adapting to technology, what do you need to familiarize yourself with? So of course the software and the hardware of things, right? So for software, you all have, I'm sure all of you are very, very familiar with how to use Skype, Zoom, and all these electronic things. Yeah, EAppellate System. I don't think you guys will have any issues with softwares like that. And of course, hardware, you would have to have the, a good webcam, a good earphone with a mic so that you can speak clearly. You would have to know how to position your camera when you're speaking to the judge. If it's an online hearing, position your camera where you are in a very bright space and the distance from yourself to the camera is an appropriate distance, things like that. So I don't think I need to teach you guys all of this because you guys are very, very good at technology, be it software or hardware. But just to highlight to you that these are the skill sets that you need to be able to adapt to and show that you're good at, because more so as a young lawyer or a pupil next time, your boss is going to look to you for help with things like that. So it'd be good to be able to, show your boss that you are capable and well equipped with all these tools. Okay, next. Right. So, like I mentioned just now, the employability circumstances now is a little bit what do you call that? A little bit not great. It's uncertain. There are a lot of uncharted territories, and it's rough out there. But um, you can rise of the situation. You can show how you stand out. There is nothing too difficult if you put your mind to it, and yeah, equip yourself. And I think being here in ELSA's talk and webinar, I think that's a very good step forward, because you are equipping yourself and you are showing that you're interested to how to improve and how to stand out as a candidate next time. So you are definitely, all of you here definitely are in the right direction, because you are definitely spending a Saturday afternoon sitting here to improve yourself. So well done to all of you. And I'm just going to share a little bit of how you can further improve yourself to increase your employability chance in the competition, in the rife competition, and in the time of COVID-19, where jobs are a bit scarce. How do you do that? All right, next. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how this kind of jives with the criterias of, or rather the qualities you should have as a candidate and also as a pupil or a young lawyer. It kind of merges. So I'm just going to take it all at the same time. So employability plus how to make the most out of your first few years of practice as a pupil and as a young lawyer. Next. All right, so I'm going to talk about a little something not so dry now. I think just now we were talking about like technology and courts and stuff like that. Now I'm going to talk about soft skills, right? Things that are more interesting, things that you guys can relate to. So this is something that I've always loved, as close to my heart. I love to share with the juniors in my firm, or even friends who are in law school. What is the most important quality that a law student or a pupil or young lawyer should have? Um, right. So we all know that, you know, grades are important. Grades are definitely important as a law student. You must strive to do well in law school. But being a first class student, being top in class, being, you know, on the dean's list will only get you so far. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm saying that it's not the most important quality. I think you must always strive to be, you know, to show that you are academically good on paper, but that's not the most important quality, right? Because why do I say that? Because everyone is bound to make mistakes. Everyone is bound to fail. And if you are a first class student or straight A student, but you do not have this important quality, I can foresee that someone else who is not a first class student, not you know, super straight A student, but has this quality, the other person will surpass the person that is just, you know, academically good, as you know, like a first class student or what. And what is it? What is this quality that I'm talking about? This quality is called teachability. All right, if you want to write it down somewhere. It's teachability. And what is teachability? It is the willingness or the tenacity, or the attitude to want to learn, to always want to improve. If you did something wrong, or if, like, you know, you got back your assignment and then you got the grades that you didn't want, then you like you want to have to look into the paper and say, hey, why did I do, why didn't I do as well as I thought I would? And then you go to your teacher and ask why do you give me this grade, where did I go wrong? Things like that. Or for example, if yeah, you did a project and you know, you will then, okay, everyone then applauds you like, oh, well done, but then you will then go to your lecturer and ask, okay, how can I improve, how can I do better? You know, things like that. You want to really, you must have that hunger to want to be better, even though people say you're great. But I guess I share that quality where or rather sentiment where when I finish something, I will ask my superior or even my colleagues or even my juniors, like, how do you think I could do better? How do you think, where did I miss? Did I miss something? How could I improve on this? Do you think you would have done it a different way? So I'm always very, very hungry to want to learn, to want to unlearn and relearn things, even from my juniors, because I believe that even the younger people teach you something. So always be willing to learn. If you fall down and if you fail, it's okay. Just keep on going forward. Keep on taking the step forward. Have the grit your teeth, go through it. It's going to be tough, but you must have that resilience to keep moving forward. And I think this is the quality that will carry you through the years, because legal profession is a profession where you always learn. You always are learning something new every day, be it your client's business is construction and then another minute it is on beauty and health or something like that. You're always learning something. You're always picking up things that you've never known. So even in the changes of law, you're always learning. So this quality will definitely carry you through the years. And seniors, those really famous seniors, for example, like Ambiga or um, the late Kapal Singh, they're always willing to learn, even though they're like there already. They're always like, hungry to learn. So that is, I think, the most important quality that any candidate should have, and show your superior that you have this quality. All right, next. Okay, so next, now you've got a job, you are in the firm. How do you impress your superiors? How do you impress your seniors? How do you show that you're not just another pupil in the firm? How do you then secure your retention in the firm, or even catch the eye of the senior partner that he wants to bring you for the next case, the next really big case in court? How do you impress that? How do you do that? First, you want to show that they can depend on you. All right. Very basic, the most basic thing. And I think this, unfortunately, sometimes I don't see that in juniors in where I'm working with. Last time when I've encountered juniors where they're not dependable. And what do I mean by dependable? It means that when you're given a piece of work, it must be done within the specific time frame. And if you don't know what time frame, say if your senior gives you a work, you don't know when he needs it, it's always best to ask, okay, when do you need it by? Don't assume that he needs it 2 weeks later. He may need it the next day and you are not doing it, So always make sure the work is done and done well. Don't give a half-baked job just because you want to get the work done. Put the heart into it, even though it's not there. When you put your heart into the work, it will definitely show. If you don't put your heart into the work, it will also show. We can tell. All right. Next, other than dependability, is availability. Right. So now we all know law firms, some of them are working from home, and I have heard of complaints where my friend who is a boss, she was like, I've been calling my pupil and only at 2 p.m. she then replies my text. And this is unacceptable. I'm not going to retain this person. So you gotta be available. You gotta answer your call. I mean, of course, if it's in the middle of the night, I think that's a little bit over the boundaries, and I think employers shouldn't do that. But if it's within the office hours, you must be available. You must be accessible with your phone, because we all have our phones now, right? There's no excuse for that. The next is proactiveness. You must always show that you are one step. You've already thought of that one step ahead. For example, if what do you call it? A bundle of authorities comes in to your office. So I think you guys know that, like even emoting, you guys exchange bundle of authorities. The same thing in the legal profession. We exchange bundle of authorities when we exchange submissions. And when a bundle of authorities come in, you immediately take it, this is an example. You immediately take it and you go through it and see how you can distinguish the cases before your senior even asks you to do it. And that shows you're proactive, you're willing to, you know, take the step even before being told. So that's an example of how you can impress your seniors. All right. So you must always bear in mind that even if you're a pupil and you think you're at the bottom of the firm, you play a minor role, but you play a very necessary role, because sometimes, more often than not, your seniors rely on you to do the work and do it well. As in, you don't just churn out a work because you are for the sake of it. You know, when you're asked to do a piece of research, make sure that you really gone into it and you left no stone unturned, because if your senior then finds a case that overturns your case, it's like, didn't you look properly, you know, basic things like that. Yeah, so be always proactive and one step ahead. Think, put your shoes in your senior and how you think that they would need you, what they need you to do, and then do it. And even if you make mistakes, I don't think they will be so hard on you, because you actually have the heart to want to, you know, go ahead and do things without being told or without being assigned, because you are willing to learn. So that's how you impress. All right, next. Okay, so the next thing is how to level up in your practice, or not even you know, level up as a very what do you call that, senior practitioner or what. This is I think key to any case that you're handling, even as a pupil, or even as a legal intern. If you're doing internships now, this is one of the ways you can build your confidence and build your knowledge, and how you actually, your basic foundations in how you handle a case, right? So you must be very, very confident with the law and whatever research that you have in your hands when you're given a piece of research. Because at the end of the day, lawyers, what are our tools? Our tools are words and the law, right? How do we pitch the law to the court to support our case for our client's benefit? That's basically our job. So this is basically a very important feature in practice, where you must be confident with the tools. Your tool is the law. And how do you do that? You must know your research well. And how do you hone your research skills? Admittedly, research is a skill that will take time to brush and to polish and to sharpen every day. Every day you will spend a lot of time doing research as a junior, but you will get better with time, and you will improve with time. And you must go to your books. Your primary resource for research is books. Don't go to Lexis where you key in a keyword breach of contract and 2,000 words come out. 2,000 cases come out, and then you're left like looking for a needle in a haystack. So always go to books first. And then when you familiarize yourself with the terms or whatever phrases in the books, then you go to Lexis, use the keywords that you found. Other than research, it is commercial awareness. We want to always be aware of the developments in law, the changes to the Companies Act, there's the new COVID-19 Act that just got gazetted. The National Land Code has just been gazetted with amendments on the 15th of October. Things like that. We must be updated with the law. So you must always have this at your fingertips, or at the very least have it somewhere at the back of your mind, so that you can then go back and spend some time with it, because at the end of the day, these are your tools as a lawyer. All right, next.
For Ms. Vivian, I would
Yes.
just like to remind that we are currently running out of time.
Okay, no worries.
So
I just have
we would
two
need
more.
some time for Q&A.
Yes. Just very briefly, the next one is, okay, process and perspective. A lot of people tell me that you know, being in your first 5 years of practice is tough. Yes, I am in my seventh year now. Yes, it is tough, but I want you to also shift your perspective to enjoy the process, enjoy learning it. Nothing should be beneath you. Photostating, binding, things like that. You must always be willing to, you know, put in the hours. All of you are smart. All of you have a law degree. All of you are in law school, so you guys are definitely smart. But you must always master all these little skills, because that will come into useful use in your years of practice. And next, the last one is the importance of being participant in bar activities. Serve the bar. I serve the Young Lawyers Committee, and that has brought so much color to practice, so much meaning, because you give back and you gain so much friends in the legal profession, where they are your support system. We help each other. You learn time management skills. You learn how to be a leader and how to be a team player, and most of all, you enjoy practice. And yeah, you have your friends to support you along the way. So that's my last tip on how to impress and be employable, and do well in your tenure as a lawyer in the future. That's all from me. Thanks so much, my Sarah, for the prompt of the time. I'm so sorry I took up so much time. But yeah, that's I think that's all, and I'm happy to answer any questions if you guys have any.
All right, thank you, Ms. Vivian. That was very an insightful sharing. Like basically, it's very useful for us law students to know what are the skills and tips that we can, equip ourselves to go through this whole pandemic situation that is very new to us. So that was very interesting and meaningful. So thank you very much. So now uh, I think we can have some one or two questions from the participant. If there is any questions, you can either unmute your mic, or you can just type out the question at the chat box. So is there any question?
My Sarah, maybe you have a question.
Yeah, okay. So basically I'm very interested in your sharing just now, because okay, you share on what are the tips that we can use to go through our privilege and stuff like that. And basically some of us are maybe going to be having our internship that may be just a very short period of time at firms or courts. So what do you think in that short period of time that we can do to impress our boss or the firms that we are working at? Just as a student, that some students don't even learn all the subjects yet. So how can we, in that situation, that position, impress our firms and bosses? So I think that's
Right.
my
So I
question.
think that's a very, very good question. Um, I think you would have to, first and foremost, before even thinking of how to impress, you have to choose the firm that you want to intern with very wisely, because I think now also, because of the COVID situation, there's a scarcity of internship opportunities. I don't know if firms are opening up for interns nowadays. I think a little bit lesser, because they have to follow SOP, and some of them work from home or whatever it is. But I do know of firms that are still taking in pupils. So you must be very sure of which firm you want to go in, and why. Why do you want to go to that firm? Say if you're interested in human rights, then you would then look at the human rights firms that are out there, and really show that you're up to date with the human rights cases, what sparked your interest, and say if for example you were reading or you were following this case and then you saw this lawyer that was arguing the case and you say, hey, can I intern with you because I thought that this case was very interesting. Things like that. That's the first step, right? So showing why you want to intern there and show that your interest for that particular area of law. Now, when you are in the law firm already, what you want to do is you don't just want to show that you gel well with your boss or with the, you also want to show that you gel with the staff, the support, all right? Because they are than you, and they have more experience than you guys in the legal profession, or in law firms. So be kind to them and be respectful to them and ask them to teach you, say, for example, how to use a photocopy machine, things like that. And these little things actually people do watch and people do realize or notice how you interact with people around you, if they the same rank as you, right? How do you interact with the tea ladies, for example, as well? um, and of course, when it comes to work, you don't want to give subpar and just, they say asked from you, and how would it help the case? For example, if the facts of the case involves say a factory that had got up in fire, things like that, and then you want to then look for cases that kind of is relevant to that fact pattern. So always ask over and over and above what you're asked to do, so that you then churn out the work that is useful for them. So that's how you impress your that law firm in the short period of time you're there.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for answering my question. So unfortunately, that is the only time that we have for today. So
No
thank you
worries.
so much, Ms. Vivian, for spending your time and effort to be here to us this evening. And so before we end our session, I would like to invite everyone to turn on their camera because we'll be having a photo session. So yeah, you can turn on your camera for the facilitator to take pictures.
Is everyone ready? Yes. Okay, let me just wait for a few more people. Okay. Okay, one. Okay, ready, eh? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Miss Vivian.
Thank you. Thank
All
you,
right.
Sarah.
Thank you
for
so much,
moderating.
everyone,
Thank you, everyone. All the best in law
for
school.
being with us this evening. Okay. So yeah.
Bye. Take care.
Okay, take care, everyone. Hope to see you all again and stay safe.
Right. Stay safe. Bye.
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 Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the main room. We now left only one parallel session to go. So I again here wanted to remind you that all participants will be assigned to your next respective breakout room for the last parallel session. I hope you please stay in the breakout room and wait for the respective speakers to come in. Enjoy.